Hello and welcome back for part two. This time we're going to skip over doing non-campaign missions. We'll go right into the campaign mission, the second one here, which is the liberation of a prison camp on the planet Weldry. I will not so much read this time. I'm not going to do that again. I will, however, kind of give a Cliff Notes version of what's being said so you can keep up if you don't have time to read it or you're not actively listening to that part. You just want to see the battles. And apologies in advance. I made this video multiple times trying to avoid the glitches, and every time it kept glitching in the same place. So I don't know if it's something that's up with the source files or something that's up with my program. I was thinking it was my program, but now looking at the fact that I think it was 3 times and the same exact glitches in the same exact places, rendering it 3 different times, I'm kind of starting to think it's something with the source files. So it is what it is. And after this one, I'm going to follow up in a couple of days. Once I get it put together, I'm going to come up with the first of the videos on the side characters of this to kind of familiarize with people. And in this one, you'll also see how annoying and useless Kamea is, what I was talking about in the last one. So, without further ado, here we go. Starting the liberation of Weldry, pre-briefing and everything into the mission in 3, 2, 1, go. So, launch the contract right into the mission briefing called First Strike. One of the most notorious hellholes. It says everything about this place is hostile to human life, and it's been being used as a dumping ground for political enemies, which basically, as they explain as they get through it, this place is, for all intents and purposes, a concentration camp in the Battletech universe. So. Also, apologies for the couple of pauses here and there. This is the middle of the night as I'm recording this, and I'm having my last smoke of the day before I go to bed, so I wanted to get this done. Ask, you've got an army, what do you need us for? And she basically says, we're going to pull off the main force, distract them while you sneak in and liberate the prison. Pretty standard game and movie fare on that one, but I'll remain in radio contact with you, she says, which is a nice way of saying she's going to be bugging you on the radio, so. Okay, this is one of the places it glitched. It doesn't seem to like going from one type of video to the next, even if it is one continuous video file that's being rendered. It just does not seem to like rendering it when it jumps from the mission briefing to the other part. I don't know what it is. I'm going to start trying to do something a little different with the way I'm recording it. But anyway, here we go into the mission, glitching again. 2 entrances in. After doing this several times, I've learned the more fun way to do it is to go in from the far side, which is on the left of the map as you're looking at it. However, I don't think this time I go that way just because I got tired always doing it the same way. So,
got it.
You'll notice it's showing you on the map that there are turret generators up top there. So I'm going to do a little bit of flanking with my scout mech here. And take
Ready
those
for orders.
Nice thing with this game is just like the tabletop game. As long as one of your mechs has either a sensor lock or direct line of sight on a target, be it mechs, vehicles, buildings, whatever else, you can hit it with indirect fire weapons. You see the dotted line there. That means I can hit it with my LRMs from my trebuchet, even if I can't take it out with the Griffin. So, watch and see.
Commander.
Doing this takes out 2 of the, I believe it's 6 turrets that you have to go up against. Every one of them has a separate generator. So there's one down.
Waiting for orders.
And I use Decker and his LRMs in the trebuchet, and
Firing on target.
There's the other down. So there's a
Target
third
destroyed.
of our turret opposition, which is the heavy opposition in this part of the mission, already knocked out. Personal experience in this game, no matter how much firepower you think you're bringing, never take for advantage that you'll be able to steamroll through the opposition, take things out as quickly
can I
and
do for
easily
ya?
and cheaply as you possibly can.
Cool.
This is the Warden. We have an intruder alert. All combat units,
Take even
prepare
one
to
target
repel
down.
hostiles.
Firepower coming in makes things easier. And of course the wonderful motivational speech from the little warden there. I think they deliberately made that sounding bombastic and pompous just because he's supposed to be that
You got
faction that
nothing,
is
you
the
hear me?
usurping bad guys in this, so gotta make them comically
Warning.
bad.
Enemy sensor lock detected.
There are some of the other turrets. As you see, the turret hits pretty hard, so there's 4 more of those left to go.
Damage minimal.
There's more going to be going on in this. They'll have to narrate later on this part of the mission. The start of it is always a little on the slow side because you got to move up into range of everything, and then there's the little mission briefings that pop up letting you know what's going on, so it kind of slows down. Once you get past the gate, it moves much quicker.
Enemy unit destroyed.
If I remember right with this one, you even get to see the post-mission when I do the allocating
Good to
salvage
go.
and everything too. I think I saved all that with this video file. I didn't slice it right up, so a little more of the in-game stuff to see.
Affirmative.
Trying to figure where's my best place to move her. Go for the bulldog. Hit it with the PPC,
I hear ya.
but didn't kill it.
Moving out. Commencing alpha
One of the
strike.
subsequent missions after I run this, I replace that Griffin with the standard N model
like
Griffin,
that?
which is a PPC and LRM. This one I've got is a different version. I
by.
didn't like the weapons loadout, so I went with the old school
Moving to
standard one
position.
after this. I tried tweaking it to make it a little more like it, and it just wasn't the same, so I went with the 1N Griffin.
Engaging with target.
I also think after this, assuming
turret
that I
is
can
gone.
get the mechs that I need to get in the market, I'm going to start running my heavy lance after this, because you start running into some much heavier opposition. in
Warning.
campaign
Enemy
missions after
sensor
this
lock
one.
detected.
Now that they've got a sensor lock on me, their turrets that have LRMs can fire at me, so I got to try and move before they can pop me here.
All weapons committed.
Okay, AC-20 into a light vehicle
Enemy
does
unit
pretty good
destroyed.
damage. Figure basically 6 or 8 Abrams is firing at it, and that's about the firepower
Standing
of
by.
one AC-20 burst.
I copy. I copy. Waiting for orders.
I think with this mission where I decided that I would much rather have the LRMs than the SRMs, because she probably could have taken that turret out with one shot.
Bye-bye.
Receiving you. Acknowledged.
In this game too, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you sprint as opposed to walk
Receiving
or
you.
run or whatever you want to call the normal movement, you can't shoot. You can if
Up
you
high.
use jump jets if you have a vehicle equipped with those, but you can't shoot if you run. That takes the entire action for you.
Locking on target.
Since the turrets are more dangerous than the vehicles, take out the turret generators before we move up and take out the vehicles.
Engaging target.
And of course, he missed with the
Good to go.
AC-20, or that would have taken that thing out in one shot.
I read
but
you, Commander.
It is what it
Moving
is.
out.
I gotta get these guys trained up.
Tell me what to shoot.
I think I'm gonna run a whole bunch of non-campaign missions before I get to
Run it
the
down,
next
Commander.
campaign mission, so I can get their gunnery and skills trained
Good
up
to go.
a little bit more, make it a little more effective.
On it.
Also makes it less likely that an injury will kill them outright, so there's always that. And another glitch.
Affirmative.
You can see a good multi-targeting here. Hit the vehicle with my LRMs, hoping to kill it, but did do quite a bit of damage though. Then turn a little bit, fire the little lasers into the generator to take it
Flatten
out.
that one.
So there's all that's left, I believe, is that bulldog over there. But either way, those last two vehicles, take those out, and I'm clear to move on the gate.
Yes, Commander.
When the fighting gets much tougher because you come up against
Confirmed.
lots of mechs instead of this little scattered mess that's outside here.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
And you also get to see just how helpful
They've
command
blown
is on
past
these
my
campaign
armor.
missions.
Full throttle.
Waiting on you, Commander.
From what I've heard, the character of Glitch actually was supposed to be just a filler when they were
Ready
doing
for
alpha
orders.
testing. I think it's actually voiced by the daughter of one of the game designers.
On the move.
But people liked it so much in the alpha testing, they kept
Engaging.
the character in. She's a lot more perky and upbeat than most warriors tend to be in these games. It's a nice change of pace from the usual, everybody trying to sound gruff and tough.
Good to go.
There we go, jump her.
Lifting
in.
off.
She should be able to take out that squad.
Firing all weapons.
Right, shoot with an SRM range. Yep, he's down. So now we're
One
clear
more
to
for
run the
trash.
gate, which we have to shoot through, but it doesn't take much. This would be a lot easier to narrate if I was doing it live, but having filmed it and everything else, it takes me out
Roger
of it a
that.
little bit, so. Trying not to ramble and only say pertinent things. Sorry for the gaps here.
Commander.
There'll be more to say when it gets into the cutscenes and stuff later, because I have to explain some backstory that even I didn't know, because it's not really well laid out in the game. I had to look up some things and figure them out.
Target destroyed.
At another point, anyway. I didn't do it right now, but at some point I did. Another glitch.
Sit tight, Commander. Lady Arano is
Seeing
aware
heat
of the situation.
signatures, that means that
Reinforcements
they've
are on
got
the
battle
way.
mechs on sensors. Lord Madeira, who's also pretty useless
On my
with
way.
comms, but at least he's not in a battle mech. Every time they say Lord Madeira, I just want to start drinking booze, because, you know, Madeira's wine, I believe. Pretty good lance you go up against here, but if I remember right in this particular mission, I make pretty quick work of it, which doesn't always happen. Depends on the dice rolls. What RNGesus decides to do to you.
All weapons committed.
Yeah. Hit him pretty good. He
Enemy
lost
mech.
the torso and
Critical
arm already.
damage detected.
Jenner is one of the fastest mechs in the game. It's got decent weapons for a mech its size, but it does tend to be quite fragile. So a couple of good hits from a larger bore weapon
Standing
or
by.
a couple of PPCs usually do some pretty good damage to it.
Targeting
See,
for
they've got
target.
Fight harder, damn you!
the next one I go for.
Can't let this prison fall!
Yeah, fight harder. That's always a good way to motivate them. It's right up there with Zach.
Good Good to go.
Stop exploding, you cowards.
Don't need to tell me twice.
There's the first real good mech to this mount position with your Jaeger mech back
This is
there.
good. Want some more, huh?
One of the two medium lasers in his center torso is crit.
Commander,
Does Decker take him out? I don't remember. I know we worked through this one pretty darn quick. Yep, he's down.
hostile
There's
removed.
already half their lance taken out. Jaeger mech
Took a
is the
hard
king
hit
of
there.
DACA, as they say. It's basically a walking A10. Oh yeah, we're already halfway done with the last lance in here, so yeah, we need her help. Man, here she comes. Contributes so much to that. In her Kintaro. If I remember right, there's only one mech left by the time she even joins the fight, which is pretty standard for running these.
All weapons committed.
I tried to shoot the head because I wanted to salvage this thing. I like Jaeger
Enemy
mechs.
mech. Critical damage detected.
They're very fragile as a rule, but man, have they got good weapons. Oh yeah, that was helpful, thank you. And they've got, if I remember right, another trebuchet back there.
I hear ya.
Doing basically what I do with Decker,
You
just
betcha.
hanging back and providing fire support as long as there's guys to take the damage every now and then.
Firing everything I've got. Yes, Commander.
Trying to move into the water here.
Firing.
Water does make the heat dissipation better on your mechs. Oh, there
Enemy
he goes.
down.
Well, I
Orders?
left his Decker. He doesn't have anybody to shoot at. I think I just moved him up.
Moving out.
Too. Yep. Yeah, you see his heat bar is getting up there a bit, so gotta cool him off. Oh, yep, she moved like 2 halves.
That shot got past my armor.
Such help, much useful. The ones where you get to control her as part of your lance aren't quite as bad, but the ones like this where she's controlled by the AI is just why.
All weapons committed.
Receiving you. Firing full complement on enemy. Waiting on you, Commander. Another hit
Alarm,
like
one
that
of the
and you're
alarms is
toast.
critted.
What's up, boss? Affirmative.
The
Think I
other
hit
alarm
something
is
good.
critted. Oh yay, she shot his arm off. Yeah, that's helpful. That's the arm with the lasers on it. Really didn't do much. This is supposed to be your backup for this mission. That's all she does is shoot an arm off.
All
the leg.
weapons
That's so
committed.
useful. Thanks for the help there. Alright, now when this one's over,
Enemy
now
mech
we get into
destroyed.
the post-mission briefing and the cutscene and all that. So, prison is ours. Thanks for the assist. I'll have her bring us down for the victory celebration. She says there will be no celebrating after what I've seen out here. Gods, the things the directorate has done to these people. Madeira says, I need you to meet me in the prison hospital right now. She asks why. He says, better you see for yourself and prepare yourself. It isn't
Mission
gonna be
successful.
easy. So in the part of this that you don't get to see, the opening beginning that I skipped, there is a mech warrior named Raju Montgomery, call sign Mastiff, as I'm talking over all the glitching here, who is the head of her royal guard, who is also the one that brought you into their military. He gets killed, at least you think he got killed, and your command, what the commander in charge of the mercenary unit you end up part in, who had been contracted to work with the royal guard, is also killed in the coup. So you get rescued and end up joining the mercenary unit, and they end up putting you in command by the end of the 3-year gap where the game picks up. So that Raju Montgomery is known to all of you and very well respected, and here you find out that he actually is not dead. So, or was not, he is now. So I'll just let that play, because it is one of the very good game cinematics here. Yeah, more of the wonderful glitching. Sorry about that. I tried to do what I could. I could not get rid of it. I'm going to try a different way to record and render these on the next time to see if it does anything about it. Oh my god, stop just replaying the same 2 seconds of the opening. Yes, yes, yes. He was here all this time. Show it the proper way. Get through all this. Let's go. What are we up to? 7, 8 times now we've watched this same little bit? Oh my god, come on. I really hate this video editing software.
By the time our forces found him, it was too late.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, Kamea. He was here all this time.
Rashu.
Let's see if it glitches again coming out of the cutscene. Basically, he offers his condolences. This again, just cliff notes in case you're not reading along. No biggie. She says he was more than anything. He was a second father to me, and my uncle condemned him to waste away on this rock. To which I respond, your cousin did this. She told him she'd make him suffer, which is part of when you do the opening mission. That does happen. That's one of the things that comes up. And he, you know, your character also can point out, as I just did, that you've known him longer than any of them did. Basically, she's realizing this isn't a prison. It was a concentration camp where they executed dissidents. So, yeah. She's hoping that by having freed members of so many of the great houses of their faction, that they'll now have more support than they had, can start expanding the war. And they point out, the citizens enjoy fewer personal freedoms than they once did, but their lives have improved greatly in a material sense. People will forgive a great deal for security and comfort. Boy, does that pop up an awful lot throughout history. They got that one right on the head. Here we've seen what will happen to those who won't be bought or indoctrinated, those who refuse to kneel before a tyrant. We know what became of the people who were made to disappear. As I say, they're kind of coming to the slow realization of what this place really was. he points out that he could have ended up in a place like this if he hadn't found his way to the Aranos, and she says, well, if that's in the inner sphere, we didn't have places like this until now. Especially places like the Draconis Combine and the Capellan Confederation. There are some pretty nasty ways that they keep people in line. The Capellan Confederation is basically Space North Korea. She points out that she's giving you the Argo that you resurrected. She said she was going to use it as a symbol because it was something her father had always wanted to raise, but she decided and said she's going to give it to you so you can actually use it to grow your mercenary company and be the military force she needs you to be. Comes in pretty handy. It's got some useful stuff on it. If nothing else, it allows you to hold, I believe it's 18 mechs.
People of the Aurigan Reach, I am Lady Arano, and I have failed you. For 3 long years, Director Espinosa has imprisoned and starved and murdered our people. And where was I? Hiding in a palace, light years away, building support, planning. While the Directorate's secret police turned neighbor against neighbor, made your loved ones disappear, conscripted your children. I wasn't here. I didn't know. The crimes that I have witnessed here today are unforgivable. No doubt, Director Espinosa believes that the ends justify the means, that the Aurigan Reach has been made strong. Well, I say that strength built on fear is brittle. The Directorate is a paper tiger, and I declare this restoration today to rally the true strength of our people, our resilience, and our freedom. Let Weldry be a call to arms. Join us, and together we will liberate the founding houses and retake Cormadir. Not because it is my birthright, but because the Directorate's crimes against you, the Aurigan people, will no longer be tolerated. That is what I fight for, and I vow to fight for your freedoms to my dying breath.
Skip to the conversation afterwards, where you're talking about having the Argo. Yep. This is where you properly get to meet Dr. Murad. I don't know her backstory, but she's apparently some kind of technical genius when it comes to spacecraft, so... Even she's surprised she was able to get the Argo up and running like she did. I always go with the third option here. It kind of ignores a bunch of pointless side conversations you can have. Even the first time through the game, they don't really contribute to anything, so I'm not really missing anything by me not going through them now. When she points out she doesn't like getting shot at, and she apologizes for the yelling. That actually pops up in a couple of later missions when she has to get involved in things. They mention, where he mentions here Markham's Marauders and the campaign and all that. I'll fill in a little bit of that when I do my first talk about a side character here, which is going to be Darius. Or Exo. I'll fill in some of the backstory with that on that one. It's not really needed here, but it does give some nice background. I'm also going to do one on the states and what's going on in the wider world, but only limited to what's going on around this area space where they're in, not the whole inner sphere. So, well, there we go. Yeah, both get a little pep talk from both of them. So there you go. There is the Weldry mission, the first major campaign mission of the game. I don't really count the last one. That's more of a testing out to see what you can do. This one was actual fight. Next one will be coming out probably in a few days. These don't really take that long to make, although it might take a little bit longer because I'm going to, as I said, try some different stuff with the video recording and editing. See if I can get rid of those glitches. We'll find out. So, until the next episode, and of course the Darius little bio here and the overview of what's going on as far as the states surrounding the Arano restoration and the Aurigan Reach and all that, just to put things in context for people that aren't real familiar with it. There we go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.